This week, President Trump will participate in a Bible reading from the Oval Office. It's part of a week-long event called America Reads the Bible. This comes on the heels of his very public back and forth with Pope Leo. Joining us from the nation's capital is host of Sunrise on the Hill, Corey Smith. Corey, good morning. Great to have you on the show. Welcome to our show. I know it's your first time. It's great to see you. So talk to me about where we are now when it comes to this feud between the president and Pope Leo.
Well, Hena, first and foremost, so good to be with you here from D.C. And look, this back and forth with President Trump really started shortly after the war in Iran began and has really escalated since then. But now Pope Leo appears to be clarifying some of his earlier comments, dialing things back. He said in a speech about tyrants spending billions on foreign wars, he said that was written long before President Trump spoke about him. Here's the Pope talking to reporters during his trip to Africa, followed by the president.
And yet, as it happens, it was looked at as if I was trying to debate, again, the president, which is not in my interest at all.
I have a right to disagree with the Pope.
What do you say to people who see that, who see your criticism of the...
Look, nothing, I have no disagreement with the fact the Pope can say what he wants, and I want him to say what he wants, but I can disagree.
So as you heard there, it seems both men trying to play nice these last few days, and that's been a big change from what we've seen recently. As you know, the Pope previously said he had hoped President Trump was looking for an off-ramp in the war, a way to end the violence, and he went on to criticize the president's threat to destroy the whole of Iranian civilization. For his part, President Trump has called Pope Leo weak on crime and terrible on foreign policy, basically telling the Pope to stick to religion. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen an American president and a pope clash on political views. You remember the late Pope Francis? Well, he and President Obama had a very high-profile disagreement over contraception and whether religious employers should be required to cover birth control under the Affordable Care Act. Go back more than 2 decades when Pope John Paul II led a diplomatic effort to stop the war in Iraq. So while disagreements, especially over war, are not unprecedented, the fact you had Pope Leo and President Trump have this very public back and forth has really surprised a lot of people, Hena.
Yeah, Corey, but I'm glad you laid out that timeline. I don't think many people realize that U.S. presidents and the Pope have locked horns before, so thank you for that. I do want to ask you about Vice President Vance. He is a known proud Catholic. Is he weighing in? What is he saying?
Yeah, yesterday the vice president thanked Pope Leo for lowering the temperature, saying what you just heard him say on that flight in Africa. He posted on X, "I'm grateful to Pope Leo for saying this." He went on to say that real disagreements have happened and will continue to happen. But he says Pope Leo preaches the gospel as he should, and that will inevitably mean he offers his opinions on the moral issues of the day. The president, the entire administration, work to apply those moral principles in a messy world. He finished with, "He will be in our prayers, and I hope that we will be in his." Of course, this post in stark contrast to what Vice President Vance said just a few days ago when he said the Pope needed to be careful when discussing theology and war. We'll see if either the Pope or President have anything else to say on this Sunday. Hena, back to you.
Yes, the president is usually very busy on Truth Social Sunday morning, so I know you'll keep an eye out. We will as well. Corey Smith, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.